Millennial War is an action fantasy, like I said before. It starts off, the world is it's based on a world much like our own. And the story starts off 1,000 years ago where it was inhabited by different fantastical people like elves, fire people, fairies. And even though we have all these different species in the world, it's not a frilly story, I would say. Because usually you have elves and everything is like, oh, you know, but in Millennial War, like, people are getting like their neck broken, you know, their head chopped off. I mean, it's action, you know.
It's real.
Yeah. But, so yeah, a war had broke out between the two main races, the elves and the humans. The humans won because of their technology and, I guess, advanced tactics. So they ruled the world for the next 1,000 years, and they changed history to how they saw fit. And so for the next 1,000 years, the other species, they kind of hid from the rest of the world in oblivion. They figured they should live isolated because there was also other races that got dragged into the conflict that didn't have anything to do with them. Kind of like in real life, how innocent people suffer over conflict that isn't their own problem. And so some of the other species became bitter over what happened to them, and they figured, hey, we're gonna start a second great war against the humans. Like, we're ready, we're gonna take them on. But the only thing is, the humans of this day and age, 1,000 years later, they're much like us, where they're not all ready to fight, you know, conquer everything. Like, they're living everyday lives like how we are. So it's kind of like, how do you prevent this war that's about to destroy the world of today? And like the humans of today, they can't defend themselves. So it's kind of like, it wasn't somebody like bust into your house, like all this magic and stuff, and it's like, I'll kill you. Like, you need someone to help you, like defend me. So that's where the main characters come in. I'll leave it up to you guys to read the story to see how the subplots mix in with the main plot, but the heroes of the story, they get mixed in by something that happens to them on a personal level, but their personal story gets dragged into the main plot. So now the heroes of the story are trying to prevent the Second Great War from devastating this world. So that's the main thing that's going on in Millennial War right now. So I met Mike like 2 or 3 years ago through a mutual friend, and I figured through conversation, I was like, man, you have lots of good ideas. Like, why don't you help me write my story? Because I was writing it for 4 years, or 6 years actually, and this was my first published work. Like, I've been writing stories and creating comics since I was little, but this is my first real serious thing that I decided to just try to take it and fly with it, you know, and, you know, hopefully build my dreams upon it. But I felt like, I knew I was an amateur, and I wasn't going to hype myself up to myself to believe that I was more than what I was or what I was capable of at the time. And I knew that a lot of my writing and storytelling I needed to practice more. But in the meantime, I didn't want too much of my own personality in my story, and also I thought it would be cool for my story that if I had someone to bounce my ideas back and forth. So I met Mike, and he became my co-writer. So.
Yeah, like she said, you know, I met a couple of years ago. Being the co-writer for the series, I try to make sure it is my job to guide her story in the way that she wants it. You know, like I do have a lot of good ideas and stuff like that, but I try to stay within her parameters, you know, because she's going to kill me so many times. But no, I just try to keep it character driven, you know, watch the characters grow. I like the fact that it has a strong female lead. You know, she's able to hold her own amongst the guys, you know, and that's pretty much it, you know.
No, I mean, well, the thing.
Hurry up, they should build.
Okay. See, they rushed me.